But Richard Kellner from the Environment Agency had grim words for local residents in the Somerset levels.
The forecast for this part of the world is not great for the whole of February, very mixed weather. So we will continue to do what we can to pump as much water off as possible. But we know that even when it stops raining, it will take 4 to 5 weeks at least to pump all this water off.
So how can this problem be fixed? When Owen Patterson visited the area, he asked for solutions within 6 weeks. Somerset Drainage Board's consortium, a publicly funded organisation who are responsible for land drainage and flood risk there, have come up with a 10-point plan. Peter Maltby is their chairman, and he told me what they're proposing.
The initial key points are to maximise the conveyance of the river by dredging it, to look at the possibility of some sort of a tidal exclusion barrage, and to look over the whole catchment for funding in the form of a general drainage rate.
When you talk about some kind of tidal barrier, do you mean the sort of thing we have on the Thames?
Not as complicated as that. The main river here is the River Parrett, and it has 3 subsidiaries, the Tone, the Isle and the Yeo, and every other river in Somerset other than the Parrett and its tributaries have a tidal exclusion door on them, and we believe that if we had a tidal exclusion door on the Parrett, long term it's got to be one of the answers that'll help the area.
Do you think that some of the things that you're now talking about should have been done before now?
I certainly think that the dredging could have been done before now. As a drainage board, we have followed government policy in producing water level management plans for the last 7 or 8 years, maybe longer than that. And in each of those water level management plans, we outlined the fact that in order for them to work and to help conservation, the rivers needed to be dredged to get better control of the water.
So you've been saying this in the past, but the government hasn't really been listening, by the sound of it.
Correct.
What do you make of that?
Well, maybe we didn't shout loud enough.
I expect some people down in your neck of the woods will listen to this and say, pity it took a major disaster of this kind to make them realise what they needed to do.
I'm sure a lot of people will say that. I feel, and the Drainage Board, and everybody feels for it's not only the householders. There have been a lot of houses flooded. The fact that their insurance premiums are going through the roof. I mean, I heard of someone the other day who had an excess on his insurance policy of 150,000, and he's been flooded twice in 18 months. And it's the commute that people have had to do with the major A361 closed. I spoke to a family only last week who are having to travel an extra 400 miles every week to get to work.
Senior Conservative Ken Clarke talked last night about a lynch mob looking for someone to blame for the flooding, but by the sound of it you feel some sympathy with those who do want someone to blame.
Oh, well, definitely. Tempers are running very high because people down here feel they've been neglected in the local press and on the local television. It's a regular occurrence, and one of the big themes in it all is if this had happened in the home counties, it would have been sorted years ago.
Peter Maltby of the Somerset Drainage Board's consortium. Banking isn't the most popular business at the moment, so if you had a chance to make more money on your savings and help borrowers, all without involving